Now listen, at a certain point in life, some things just don't hold the same weight anymore. When you reach 60, you're looking back at a life filled with lessons. And the view changes, your priorities change, what matters changes. You start to see what was worth it and what was just noise. Let me tell you what doesn't make sense after you've walked this earth for 6 decades. First, chasing after status stops making sense. You've played the game, you've climbed the ladders, and maybe you've earned your titles. But at the end of the day, that title, that position, none of it will comfort you in your quiet moments. What will? Peace. And I mean the peace that lives within you, the kind that isn't built on external labels. Because the real measure of success isn't how high you went, it's how deeply you felt contentment along the way. Prioritizing status over inner peace becomes an illusion that, after decades of experience, no longer holds the same appeal. In our younger years, many of us are taught to seek validation from external sources, to pursue titles, recognition, and approval. We grow up measuring success by the milestones others define for us: job titles, accolades, or the appearance of a certain lifestyle. And for a while, we're convinced this is the path to fulfillment. Yet the pursuit of status often pulls us away from a deeper truth. Peace of mind and genuine happiness come from a far more personal place. Inner peace is a state where your mind is at rest, unburdened by the need to prove or perform. As people reach a certain stage in life, they often find that peace is not achieved by gathering more external validation, but by cultivating an internal sense of self-worth that isn't tied to status. True contentment comes from knowing who you are, and that knowledge isn't something anyone else can give you. It's built by facing your own insecurities, accepting yourself, and finding joy in simplicity. This internal work doesn't rely on other people's approval. It's rooted in understanding and accepting your journey. Another reality is that pursuing status can create a cycle of dissatisfaction. People who focus on status often move from one milestone to the next, only to find that the fulfillment they seek is elusive. Once they reach a goal, the satisfaction quickly fades, replaced by the pressure to reach the next. This cycle can prevent people from ever finding a true sense of accomplishment or satisfaction. Meanwhile, the things that actually bring a sense of lasting joy, relationships, personal growth, health, may be neglected in the process. Furthermore, status-driven goals tend to be reactive rather than proactive. Individuals pursuing status might make choices based on how they think others will perceive them, rather than from a place of genuine alignment with their own values and passions. This constant evaluation of self through others' lenses builds stress, anxiety, and even resentment. Peace, on the other hand, comes when you start living based on your values, not on society's expectations. It's about making decisions that nourish your soul rather than simply impressing others. When you begin to understand that lasting fulfillment is rooted in internal alignment rather than external validation, the focus naturally shifts. People start to see that a peaceful mind, one that isn't constantly on the lookout for approval or recognition, is a more stable foundation for a happy life. This wisdom often comes from experience, from the ups and downs of life itself. After years of experience, people often realize that peace of mind was the most valuable asset they overlooked in their earlier pursuit of status. Chasing wealth without purpose is a path that, over time, reveals its limitations. Early in life, many are encouraged to pursue financial success as if it were the ultimate marker of accomplishment. Society teaches us that having more money, more possessions, more outward symbols of success is the pathway to fulfillment. But as individuals age and gain experience, they often realize that wealth for its own sake has diminishing returns, and that real contentment arises when money is connected to a meaningful purpose. Money, at its core, is a tool, a means to an end, rather than the end itself. When wealth is pursued solely as a measure of worth or status, it often leads to a sense of emptiness, because it lacks personal significance. Money without purpose becomes an endless chase, a habit of accumulation without satisfaction. On the other hand, when people start using wealth to support their values, whether that's by investing in meaningful experiences, contributing to causes they believe in, or securing the well-being of their family, they start to see wealth not as a goal, but as a way to live a life of substance and impact. Studies in psychology consistently show that once basic needs are met, additional wealth has a decreasing impact on happiness. This is known as the diminishing returns effect. People find that buying more things or amassing larger sums does not equate to lasting joy. The true value of wealth, then, lies not in excess but in the freedom and opportunities it can provide. It allows people to invest in their well-being, support others, and spend time on pursuits that bring joy and fulfillment. Moreover, purpose-driven wealth encourages a balanced approach to life. When money is pursued without direction, it can lead to workaholism, stress, and burnout. This drive for more can consume people, causing them to sacrifice health, relationships, and even personal integrity. When wealth is aligned with purpose, however, it fosters balance. It allows individuals to see financial success as part of a bigger picture, where their work is balanced by time with family, care for their health, and dedication to personal passions. Purposeful wealth also supports legacy. Many people, as they age, start thinking about the impact they want to leave behind. Wealth, in this context, becomes a tool for making a positive difference. Whether it's creating a foundation, supporting the education of future generations, or contributing to social causes, wealth used with purpose becomes a vehicle for lasting influence. It enables people to leave something behind that reflects their values and to be remembered for more than just material success. Ultimately, wealth without purpose can feel like an endless pursuit of an undefined goal, while wealth with purpose provides clarity, direction, and peace of mind. It allows people to not only enjoy their achievements, but also to see those achievements as part of a life that contributes something meaningful to the world. As life progresses, this distinction becomes more apparent, guiding people to seek wealth in a way that serves both their own fulfillment and the greater good. Holding on to grudges is a heavy burden that only grows with time. And as people get older, they often realize that it's a weight they no longer want or need to carry. In our youth, the instinct to hold on to past grievances can seem natural. We may feel justified in our anger, believing it protects us or keeps us strong. But over time, the act of holding a grudge proves to be less about justice and more about self-imposed pain. Letting go, on the other hand, becomes an act of liberation, allowing one to focus on the present and experience greater peace. Grudges are essentially unresolved conflicts or negative emotions that linger long after a hurtful event. Psychologically, holding on to grudges activates the fight or flight response, keeping people in a state of heightened stress. Studies have shown that this constant stress can have real physical impacts on health, leading to issues like increased blood pressure, weakened immunity, and even reduced life expectancy. In contrast, forgiveness has been linked to lower stress levels, improved heart health, and a stronger immune system. By letting go, individuals not only free themselves emotionally, but also support their physical well-being. Another aspect of holding grudges is that it ties people to the past. When someone harbors resentment, they keep replaying the hurtful event or interaction in their mind, which can prevent them from fully engaging with the present. This cycle can be mentally exhausting, draining energy and focus that could be spent on more fulfilling activities. By choosing to forgive and let go, people free up mental space, allowing them to redirect that energy toward personal growth, meaningful relationships, and new opportunities. Holding a grudge also tends to affect relationships. People who carry resentment may find it challenging to trust others fully, fearing they might be hurt again. This defensive stance can create walls, making it difficult to form close, authentic connections. In the long run, grudges can isolate people, eroding their support systems and depriving them of the joy of deep, reciprocal relationships. Forgiveness, on the other hand, fosters openness. It doesn't mean condoning the hurt, but rather choosing to prioritize inner peace and positive connections over lingering pain. Furthermore, grudges keep people in a mindset of victimhood, where the focus is on what was done to them rather than on their ability to move forward. When individuals decide to let go of grudges, they reclaim their power. They shift from seeing themselves as victims to recognizing their strength and choosing healing over hurt. This change in perspective is empowering, helping people feel more in control of their emotional lives and reducing feelings of bitterness or helplessness. Letting go of a grudge doesn't require reconciliation with the person who caused the pain. Instead, it's a personal decision for inner peace. Forgiveness is a gift one gives to oneself, a way to close a painful chapter and start fresh. After all, life is too short to carry the weight of resentment. By releasing grudges, people not only improve their mental and physical health, but also create room for new experiences, relationships, and growth. In the end, letting go is a choice to prioritize one's own peace. Worrying about others' opinions is a habit that many people carry for much of their lives, often without fully understanding its impact. From a young age, society teaches us to value how others see us, creating a deep-rooted need for approval and acceptance. We adapt to fit in, align our behaviors with what's considered acceptable, and seek validation from others to feel worthy. However, over time, people begin to realize that shaping their lives around others' judgments often leads to self-limiting decisions and a loss of authenticity. One of the key issues with worrying about others' opinions is that it leads to a dependency on external validation. When people constantly seek approval from others, they lose touch with their own values and desires. Instead of following their unique paths, they begin to live by the standards and expectations of those around them, friends, family, colleagues, or society at large. This creates a disconnect between who they are and who they think they should be, leading to a lack of personal fulfillment. True satisfaction, on the other hand, comes from following one's own values, even if they differ from those around them. Additionally, the fear of judgment can hold people back from pursuing their dreams. When individuals are overly concerned with how others view their choices, they may hesitate to take risks or try new things. They might avoid following a career that's less conventional, pursuing a creative passion, or making bold life changes for fear of criticism. This hesitation can prevent people from reaching their full potential and exploring the richness of life's possibilities. On the contrary, those who learn to let go of external judgment are more likely to embrace life fully, venturing into unknown territory and discovering their strengths and passions. Constantly worrying about others' opinions can also increase stress and anxiety. This preoccupation with how others perceive us can lead to second-guessing and self-doubt. The mental strain of trying to fit into various molds can erode self-confidence, creating a loop of negative self-talk and insecurity. This stress becomes particularly pronounced when people try to balance competing expectations from different groups. Learning to prioritize self-approval over external validation can reduce this anxiety, helping individuals develop a grounded sense of self that remains steady regardless of outside opinions. Moreover, worrying about judgment can prevent people from forming authentic connections. When someone is overly concerned with making a certain impression, they may hide their true thoughts, feelings, or interests to avoid potential criticism. However, authentic relationships are built on vulnerability and honesty. When individuals show up as themselves, others can connect with them on a deeper level. By letting go of the fear of judgment, people can form more meaningful, genuine relationships based on mutual respect and shared understanding. Lastly, the process of letting go of others' opinions fosters personal growth. It requires individuals to practice self-reflection, understand their values, and recognize the internal motivations behind their choices. This journey often leads to increased self-awareness and a more resilient self-image. People begin to see that self-worth isn't something that comes from outside. It's something they create and cultivate within themselves. By valuing their own perspective over external opinions, they unlock a sense of freedom, autonomy, and inner strength that allows them to live with greater confidence and purpose. Ultimately, worrying less about others' opinions empowers individuals to live a life that feels true to them. This shift doesn't mean ignoring others entirely or becoming indifferent to loved ones. It means not letting their views determine one's choices. When people prioritize their inner voice over outside expectations, they step into a more authentic, fulfilling way of living. Sacrificing health for work is a common trade-off, that often seems justified in the moment but reveals itself to be short-sighted as time goes on. Many people push themselves to the limit, believing that the demands of their careers or businesses take precedence over physical and mental well-being. Society often glorifies the hustle culture, equating nonstop work with ambition and success. However, as people age, the consequences of these choices become more apparent, and the importance of health, once sidelined, comes into sharper focus. It becomes evident that without health, the ability to enjoy life, achieve goals, and contribute meaningfully diminishes, making the sacrifice ultimately counterproductive. When individuals prioritize work at the expense of health, they often ignore the early signs of stress and fatigue. This constant state of pushing beyond limits creates a state of chronic stress, which has lasting effects on the body and mind. Chronic stress releases high levels of cortisol, which over time can weaken the immune system, increase the risk of heart disease, and lead to other serious health issues. Additionally, mental health can suffer, as constant pressure can result in anxiety, burnout, and depression. In contrast, balancing work with adequate rest, exercise, and relaxation not only sustains energy, but also enhances productivity, creativity, and resilience. Another issue with sacrificing health for work is the impact on long-term physical well-being. Poor sleep, irregular eating habits, and lack of exercise are common side effects of overworking. While the body may seem to manage these imbalances for a time, they often lead to chronic health problems as people get older, such as hypertension, obesity, diabetes, and even reduced cognitive function. Medical experts emphasize that good health is cumulative. Just as negative habits can lead to health problems over time, positive habits like regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep build resilience and increase life expectancy. By recognizing this, individuals can make intentional choices to protect their long-term health rather than assuming they'll catch up on self-care later. Sacrificing health for work can also have negative effects on relationships. When people are consumed by work, they may unintentionally neglect family, friendships, and personal connections. This not only strains relationships, but also reduces the social support systems that are essential for mental well-being. Quality relationships are consistently shown to be one of the strongest predictors of happiness and life satisfaction, and they also contribute to better health outcomes. Focusing solely on work at the expense of these relationships may lead to regrets later in life, when the realization hits that health and meaningful connections are far more valuable than career milestones. Another crucial aspect is that health provides the energy and focus needed for sustained success. When people burn out or become ill due to neglecting their well-being, they lose valuable time and productivity. This paradox illustrates that taking care of health actually enhances work performance in the long run. Rested, balanced individuals bring more focus, creativity, and efficiency to their tasks. In fact, numerous studies show that taking breaks, getting adequate sleep, and staying physically active can significantly improve cognitive function, problem-solving skills, and emotional regulation qualities essential for long-term professional success. Moreover, a healthier work-life balance often leads to greater life satisfaction. When people prioritize their well-being, they gain a sense of balance and control over their lives. This doesn't mean that work isn't important, but rather that it shouldn't consume every aspect of life. When health and personal time are valued alongside career goals, individuals find they can enjoy the fruits of their labor more fully. They're able to travel, engage in hobbies, spend time with loved ones, and find joy outside of work, which ultimately brings greater fulfillment and a well-rounded sense of accomplishment. Finally, recognizing the importance of health reinforces the idea of self-worth beyond one's professional identity. Many people tie their sense of value to their career achievements, but as health challenges arise, they realize that their worth isn't defined by work alone. Health becomes a reminder that they are valuable not for what they do, but for who they are. This realization brings a sense of freedom, allowing individuals to view work as one part of life, rather than the whole. By prioritizing health, they preserve the energy, time, and ability to experience life's richness beyond their careers, understanding that true success is about thriving in mind, body, and spirit. Pursuing perfection is a common ambition, yet with time, people often realize that it is an unrealistic and even counterproductive goal. Perfectionism is often seen as a strength, associated with high standards, precision, and a drive to excel. However, perfectionism can actually hinder progress and well-being, as the relentless pursuit of flawlessness often leads to stress, self-criticism, and missed opportunities. Over time, many people come to understand that growth, progress, and fulfillment are found in embracing imperfections rather than constantly trying to eliminate them. One of the main challenges with perfectionism is that it sets unattainable standards. In striving for a perfect outcome, individuals often feel disappointed or inadequate when they fall short, even if their results are objectively impressive. This cycle of aiming for and missing perfection leads to chronic dissatisfaction, undermining self-confidence and a sense of accomplishment. The focus on getting everything just right becomes a mental trap that can prevent people from appreciating their achievements and feeling proud of their progress. By letting go of the need to be perfect, individuals can find more satisfaction in their efforts, learning to value the journey as much as the result. Moreover, perfectionism can paralyze decision-making and hinder progress. When people fear making mistakes, they tend to overthink or delay decisions, trying to anticipate and eliminate any possibility of error. This fixation on getting things exactly right can lead to analysis paralysis, where opportunities are missed because the decision-making process takes too long. This hesitation prevents people from taking risks and exploring new possibilities, as they're often too focused on avoiding failure. Embracing imperfection, on the other hand, encourages experimentation and creativity, as individuals are more willing to take calculated risks and learn from whatever outcomes may come. The pursuit of perfection also drains emotional and mental energy, as it requires constant self-monitoring and self-criticism. Perfectionists often feel pressured to meet their own exceptionally high standards, leading to an internal cycle of judgment and dissatisfaction. This relentless drive can lead to burnout, as the pressure to achieve perfection in all areas becomes unsustainable. By contrast, adopting a mindset of progress over perfection reduces stress and promotes a healthier balance, allowing people to focus on meaningful improvements rather than flawless outcomes. This approach is not only more sustainable, but also builds resilience, as individuals learn to adapt and grow from their mistakes instead of fearing them. Perfectionism also has a way of stifling authenticity. When people are constantly trying to meet an idealized standard, they may feel compelled to hide their true selves, fearing that their imperfections make them unworthy of acceptance. This masks their unique qualities, strengths, and perspectives, depriving both themselves and others of genuine connection and self-expression. By embracing imperfection, individuals learn to appreciate their own uniqueness and find confidence in showing up as they are. This shift allows for more honest relationships and encourages personal growth, as individuals feel safe to be vulnerable and authentic. Furthermore, the fear of imperfection can prevent people from taking action toward their goals. Many individuals hesitate to start a new project, learn a new skill, or pursue a dream because they fear they won't be good enough. This mindset creates a barrier to personal growth and can keep people stuck in their comfort zones, where they feel safe but unfulfilled. When people let go of perfectionism, they gain the courage to try new things, make mistakes, and learn along the way. This approach fosters a growth mindset where setbacks are viewed as opportunities for improvement rather than signs of failure. Finally, letting go of the pursuit of perfection is a pathway to self-acceptance. Recognizing that no one is perfect allows people to approach themselves with greater compassion and kindness. They begin to understand that their worth is not defined by flawless achievements, but by their ability to grow, learn, and contribute to the world in their own way. This acceptance creates inner peace and self-confidence, as individuals learn to see their imperfections as part of their humanity rather than flaws to be hidden. By focusing on growth rather than perfection, people build a strong foundation for long-term success and happiness, rooted in self-acceptance rather than external validation. In the end, the pursuit of perfection often leads people away from what truly matters: meaningful connections, continuous growth, and a balanced life. By embracing imperfection, individuals find greater freedom, creativity, and fulfillment, allowing them to live with a sense of purpose and joy rather than constant pressure. This shift in mindset brings a deeper sense of peace and resilience, helping people lead lives that are rich in authenticity and grounded in self-worth.